Alright, hello everybody, welcome back. Today we are gonna be doing all the figures from the Build-A-Figure of Age of Apopolisk. But, the Age of Apopolisk Colossus is the last one we're gonna do, since it's the Build-A-Figure. But, and we also have a special, I don't know how to say this, like, special thing to say at the end. But, starting off, we have the Legion. First of all, I actually had him in a handstand pose before, and if you want any of your figures or this Legion toy to be in handstand pose, it's possible, because I actually thought he has been in a handstand pose before. I later realized he wasn't, but because I actually learned that he's schizophrenic. So we have him in this meditating pose, basically sitting down pose. But about the figure, very well in the blue, like the dark blue shaded parts around the suit. I like the hair. I just wish that one part was sticking up. It kind of does tick me off, kind of. I don't know. It doesn't tick me off. Yeah. I know it doesn't tick me off. It just kind of seems off. But I wish this is only Legion figure that we have got. I wish they had him in a tied up all white suit,
straight jacket.
Yeah, straight jacket. Figure, but the figure back moves pretty well. The legs go pretty far. I mean, the other leg does. Here, also the foot. What do you have to say about it, Dad?
Yeah. So he's got a good face sculpt. Mm-hmm. You can see where he's got
the smirk
the smirk with the slightly open eye and lower. The hair is really well done. He's got it's kind of got some texture to the top and on the side, so it gives him that trademark kind of that stylized upper hair with the little bit out there. He's got some shading on his scrubs. Good articulation, sort of that basic. I think this might have been the. Remember which body mold this was from, but it got the standard articulation before they went pinless. So shoulders go out, standard ab crunch, waist swivel. He's got the legs go out that far, double jointed knees, ankles up, down, and ankle pivot. Mm-hmm. So on to the next figure.
We have the Iceman from the Age of Apopolisk Build-A-Figure. First starting off, we have basically in a poser, he's shooting ice sculptures at someone. I really like the ice spikes on him. I find it kind of cool. This isn't really part of the figure, but what it is, but him having no mouth, I like that as a design for him. They actually did pretty well on the chest. It's a really, really lightest blue inside, and it actually kind of looks like dust, I don't think they want it to be like it, but it does to me. Some of this is clear on the sides of the stomach, and also on the arms and the legs, and almost the whole entire body. The head, really good job on it, kind of reflection. I always have been a pretty big fan of Iceman ever since I knew about him, or ever since I knew about the X-Men. One of the coolest characters and figures Marvel Legends has made. This is not the only Iceman figure that we ever have got, of course. I don't know where some of our Iceman figures are, but wanted to show him in the channel. What do you have to say about it?
Yeah, well done. I like this version of Iceman. I do as well. I like the sculpt, the way he kind of has that face. I thought that was cool design. Almost kind of gives it this sort of ninja-ish sort of armor look to the mouth. Mm-hmm. The way it's a little more crude and spiky instead of the usual that we had known Iceman up to that point.
One of the first ever members of X-Men.
I like the clear design, the see-through, and it holds up well. It's not very gummy for being clear. We see a lot of these clear figures kind of get sort of gummy.
Yeah.
This was one of the first ones,
I was
think,
gonna
where he
say
doesn't
kind of
have-
like looks like that. I don't know how to describe it though.
Yeah.
It looks a lot better on camera. Like, yeah, it had like gummy blue on the camera.
But the joints aren't real gummy, so they're, they hold up tight. Being, a figure with pins, and it's not a real brittle plastic. He has a little bit of shading on the chest, so it gives him that nice kind of frosted look over some of those parts that adds some good shading detail. So he fits in nicely with that Age of Apocalypse design. On to our next figure.
Okay, moving next up on to the Age of Apocalypse Cyclops toy. We have him in like pushing his button for his laser to come out. Pose. Really, I really don't like the long hair. I like short hair Cyclops. It was cool seeing them go for like a new look for his hair, especially in the Age of Apocalypse. So it's basically if you have any figure, any character you want to change, you can change him in the Age of Apocalypse. But on the gold metal arm, I really like that. That's pretty good looking on Cyclops. I like the blue. It is somewhat normal, and it actually kind of has some reflection on it. It has some blue shading. Not the greatest, but not the worst figure. I don't really have too much to say about it. But what do you have to say about it, Dad?
So yeah, again, another basic mold for the time. He has a he's got the little bit about, so he has long hair in this. If some of you remember, some of you perhaps knew for the Age of Apocalypse storyline, this is storyline where Wolverine and Cyclops had gotten in a fight. Wolverine had actually cut out one of Cyclops' eyes. So he's covering this here, right side with that eye. We can kind of see under, there's just nothing there. Basically, it's just kind of cleanly kind of covering. Hair doesn't really move much, but it's covering that side of the eye. The second wave on this with the Wolverine has the hand missing, where Cyclops had cut the hand off. There's some really good paint shading on this. I'd love if these were sculpted in. We have a little bit of sculpting, but then we have some additional paint shading, so really shows some kind of wear and tear on the armor of Cyclops, almost like he had been in a fight with Cyclops and some of the, not Cyclops, Wolverine and some of the others. So I like that part of it. So definitely a good version for the Age of Apocalypse, a good likeness. They were starting with some of the pinless joints as we had in here, and the arms. Legs were still pinned, but these arms were pinless on this, so we were kind of starting to get a little bit into that technology. So well done figure. On to our next.
Okay, moving next up onto the Shadow Cat, aka Kitty Pryde in Age of Apocalypse. So I didn't know too much about the Age of Apocalypse storyline, except from the long hair Cyclops and the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine. Since I knew that, I just forgot about it a little bit. But figure pretty well. I like the hair on it. It doesn't really look exactly like Kitty Pryde, how we normally see her with like long hair. I like the gray claws. Marvel Legends especially does really well with like claws. Not too much other superhero toy brands can do the same. It's probably because they're more familiar with making like their characters, heroes, villains with claws. And Kitty Pryde, she's a fan favorite of some people. I think she is a fan favorite of mine. She's pretty cool, and she actually is pretty. But yeah, I like the blue metallic color. And I don't really have too much to say about it since I don't know too much about the storyline. But what do you have to say about it, Dad?
So yeah, this is a unique look for Kitty, aka Shadow Cat at the time. She kind of definitely had a little bit more of a mature look in that storyline. Good sculpting. This necklace is just sort of, it is actually a little bit of sculpt. I know it looks primarily like paint, but there is a little bit of a sculpt line up at the top with the paint around, and then the jewel that's painted there as well in sculpting. Same with the top. It's some sculpting here, not just paint. So well done. They really, kind of took the time for a unique mold there. I would have liked to seen a little more articulation up top. All she has is that swivel, and she definitely has enough. Been about a perfect cutout. You can kind of see below the belt there. If they'd have done a reverse ab crunch right here, that had really given her some more articulation, would have been great. We were starting again getting in here. She has the pinless legs, so that was nice. She has just a single jointed elbow though. They were, Hasbro and Dwight and them still, have mixed feelings on the single jointed elbows for the females in the looks, but this was one in a little bit older style, but she had a good look to her. So on to our next figure.
Okay, moving next up onto the Age of Apocalypse Rogue. So if she falls, just like I said, if she falls, just avoid that. But this figure itself is pretty good. The suit though is pretty bad.
Okay, we're back from some technical difficulties.
This Rogue toy is actually like Rogue. My bad if I keep on butchering her name. But this Rogue toy is like very saggy, not saggy, but like a baggy suit, especially like the boots. It's like really big and like papery. I don't know how to say them, but like it's like baggy. Is that what it's called? That
kind of just bulkier.
Bulky.
The suit is still tight,
is like
but it's a little bulkier.
The hair is pretty well done on this. I like how they still kept the brown and white, but the white is showing up a little more on her hair. Her legs move out pretty well. So does the other leg. Arm move out pretty well. We had her like in like this like stealing your powers pose basically, but she moves pretty well. In other ways, you can't really move her head the greatest. You probably could, but it's a little like hard to, or like she's a little stiff. We have her, but what do you have to say about it?
So again, we have the pinless joints in the legs. Again, another one. It'd been nice if we'd have seen a little bit of a reverse ab crunch on this, give even more articulation, or else that double kind of rocker here. I'm surprised they didn't even do just the waist swivel. I'm more a bigger fan of the reverse ab crunch than the top. That way you can kind of get on really looking without having that just kind of sideways swivel there. The collars match up good. She looks very well, like she's straight out of the pages. So she
does.
Has, again, just sort of her shirt kind of has a little bit more bagginess to it. So it's got those kind of sculpting of the wrinkles as though it's almost like her jacket that we're used to seeing, but yet over the suit. So really fits that design for that time. We have definitely some definitive looks here. This part is kind of glued on, so it's not loose, so that part is good. On to our next figure.
Okay, so moving next up on to the Age of Apocalypse Magneto. Now, Magneto is a really, really big fan favorite. I know he's someone who I like a lot. He's a really cool personal villain to the X-Men. He has a reasonable, tragic backstory. We have basically this pose like he's getting medal from something. But on the figure itself, we have it on this stance as he's also flying. But the figure itself, you can see like the hair on it. I don't really know if that's hair or not.
Yeah, that's hair.
But yeah, like the stuff also coming down. It shows. I wish they had like a alternate head where his head, his helmet was off. It has a very metallic feel and color, especially on the boots. It has a very purple metallic, especially to me, and you can definitely see the not resistance bliss reflection. He also has these purple beams around his hands. The cape is pretty well. It is still fabric, and it is kind of out of the ordinary, but it kind of looks like roll-ups to me. It kind of is out of the random, those roll-up candies. But the cape though itself is pretty well looking, especially the helmet. I hope some people have this figure because it's a really good figure in my opinion. I really like it. I'm still a really big fan of Magneto, and I definitely know my mom is. But what do you have to say about it, Dad?
Yeah, so this Magneto, he's, so I get him down a little lower, so he's, good sculpt. They got the white in the eyes well done. So he's got sort of a classic suit, but that additional kind of longer hair that we've seen him with in that, a little bit younger look as well too. But he's, well done. The cape is made of a harder material. So it doesn't really kind of go over this stand real good. You can kind of see he kind of holds up. So I'm actually going to take him off the stand while we're talking about him.
Yeah, I would also want to.
So he's, so the cape is a sort of harder material. It does have a spot on the back where it just slightly rests. It doesn't peg in though, like some of those others, which is kind of good because you're not struggling to fight to get it to lay just right. It's sculpted. It'd be nice if it had something a little more softer so you could kind of move it around, but it does kind of have that sort of heavy feel. Colors are good. We have a little bit of shading around the thighs and some of the others with a little bit of just darker shading. Not a lot though. It almost seems like it could be a little bit more a difference between paint and plastic. Perhaps the plastic molded in red as opposed to painted on some spots. But still, it gives it some nice detail. So Magneto here.
But moving
moving to our next figure.
Alright, moving next up onto the Age of Apocalypse Sabretooth. First thing I have to say, I love Sabretooth very much. I'm a massive fan of Wolverine. One of my favorite superheroes ever. He still kind of is my favorite superhero, but I have some other ones. But this Sabretooth toy, I would got more bigger Sabretooth size, because this isn't the normal Sabretooth, it's the one from Age of Apocalypse. I actually had a skinnier one that got chewed up by our dog. And it was a really skinny Sabretooth. And the only big Sabretooth that I know of is the one, I don't even think they have one from the old cartoon. But the only one that I do know was from that Logan 2-pack. And Logan. That Sabretooth is pretty big. And there is a Hot Toys big Sabretooth, but if you're really just a Marvel Legends guy, there's only one big Sabretooth body I know that is the normal one. But on the figure itself, pretty well looking. I like how they did on the colors. It's a brownish orange and a orangish brown. Did good on the metal silver parts. Really good on the face. You can just tell his teeth. They did a really good job on that. Probably the most detailed mouth in Marvel Legends. The hair is okay. I don't really dig this figure, but it is pretty well. They did pretty good on details for this. The arms, I take that back. I don't really dig it because this actually has a sensitive feel. And if you know me, I really like sensitive feel action figures. It kind of vibrates, kind of. But I really like the orange color probably the most about this figure. The figure itself is just still pretty good. I love big body figures. And this has potential to actually be the Build-A-Figure, really. But what do you have to say about it, Dad?
Yeah, I like the face sculpt on this. He has a good kind of look to him. The hair on the side is sculpted somewhat. It's similar to those Wolverines we gotten somewhat recently, where we see some sculpting and then some kind of paint over. So it kind of gives a little more of that idea. Talking about like the vibrating, you can hear a little bit of the scratching kind of where he has some sculpt to it. He has a little bit of a hefty figure. Yeah, not as big as the Sabretooth as we normally know him, but he's good size. So
he's good size, just like not the normal Sabretooth, you know.
But he's got a good face sculpt to him. So definitely got that classic Age of Apocalypse look. So on to our next figure.
Okay, on to the final and last figure. We have the Colossus Age of Apocalypse toy. Also, if this is really long, sorry. We aren't trying to make it too long, but yeah, the figure itself, love it. I love how like you can see the bandanas like kind of like up in the air. I didn't really have like what pose to have him in. Colossus is a pretty cool guy. I feel like if he was a villain, he'd be cooler. I don't really love like Family Guy, Family Guys, but like they're big. Like the Thing is one of my favorite characters, and same with Colossus. They're just like really friendly and kind of like the heart of the group, especially Thing. But like metal, metallic, really well on that. It also kind of had like a sensitive touch. I don't know if you can hear the sound, like the scratching sound. But if you can hear that, it is pretty well. The red and the paint job on it is not fantastic, but it's definitely not the worst. Probably one of the best out of this Age of Apocalypse Build-A-Figure. But also forgot to mention, this is the Build-A-Figure itself. And I actually think Build-A-Figure to be pretty easy to take off the limbs, since that's what like builded it. But I don't have too much to say about it, except from I hope they make a Marvel Legends Colossus Marvel Legends toy, because that would be really cool. And it still kind of does look like it, just if it was Colossus body. But what do you have to say about it, Dad?
Yeah, Juggalo would be, I think, really easy, honestly, with the current Juggernaut. Just different arms.
And if they want to make it really good, they could use that Butterfly Juggernaut toy and just add like metal with it. And especially, they should have like a lot of sensitive touch on it.
Yeah. I really like the sculpt of this figure, the design. We have a different Colossus, a more brutal kind of looking. These kind of heavy what do you want to say, kind of, suspenders over here. But I like the look. Most of the Colossuses we have are just in a suit with just the arms, and that's most of the sculpting we get is the arms and in the face. This one we got the full kind of upper chest, so we really get that kind of look. They did a good job with the articulation, that he can still kind of move well here. You don't see a lot of bad with that waist swivel, because it's kind of right there near that belt, so it does kind of blend in. The legs as well here too, we got some. He's got the upper thigh cut. He's got the double jointed knees. You can't kind of see from the front because he has his shin guards, but he's got a double jointed, and then he's got good. There's not a ton of range in the boots because of how the kind of stops it. They go back about that far. They only go up about that far. But there is ankle pivot. Colossus, he's not really meant to be a super flexible character, more of a brawler. But he definitely fits well. Like this design, this was part of the.
I also forgot to mention, I hope they do more figures that have bandanas, because I really like bandanas on, especially Marvel Legends.
So this is a good look for the Age of Apocalypse version of Colossus. So that's our video.
And we might set up like the figures. I don't know if my dad wants to, but we have to say that we might move on to bring like our figure reviews onto crap.
So we're
Onto
going
YouTube.
to yeah. So we're still going to be posting some on TikTok, but also wanting to put some on YouTube to.
We
make
still
use
just
of some of
want
this.
50 followers so we can get a live stream. I know I do. I don't know if TikTok. I don't know if you need to have followers to go live stream or go live. I just really want to do a live stream. It's been my dream to do it, especially with my dad, since our whole saying making these videos are reviewing figures and stuff. And I would love for this to hear people call out names of the figures. We can go look for it and we talk about it for a bit. I feel like that'd be really fun. But yeah.
So we're still going to upload to TikTok, but we also want to make use of some of this. So I know this is a shot in more of a sideways view instead of the upper. That's why we're trying this out. So we can do it on YouTube.
We're trying our best so people will like it, really.
Yeah, we're trying to kind of upload a different options. So that was...
Comment, yeah. But please comment down below what you think would be best for this. Because we really just want to make use out of this. And I know I just really want to make these videos with my dad. And I would love to make live streams. So, yeah, that's most about what we have to say, kind of. But
okay. Please like and follow. And we will see you next video.